call this meeting of the City of Alva Tourism Tax Committee to start. And first thing is discussion and action on the minutes of the October 17th, 2018 meeting.
Approve the minutes.
Second.
A motion, a second to approve the minutes.
Juanita.
Aye.
Connor.
Aye.
Charles.
Aye.
Terry.
Aye.
Normal.
Aye. Second thing is discussion and action of the October financial report. We have both October and November in here. Jody to do her talk about the October, since we're going to, November's right behind it. We'll just let her do one. So we do need a motion to approve it once everybody's satisfied with that. Hotels have started paying their first quarter in October, and some more of them have paid it when we get the November statement, and I'm not sure when we get the December statement more and more.
I wonder if we approve the October.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Second.
Got a motion and a second on the October statement.
Terry.
Aye.
Connor.
Aye.
Juanita.
Aye.
Charles. Normal.
Aye. Next is discussion and action on the November financial statement.
Okay, starting off, we have $563,830.18, $6,919.35 for the rooms over the Perry, $939 for the Advertising Promotions Committee, $6,000 for the Alva Chamber of Commerce Northwest Oklahoma Visitor Center, $500 for future, $2,500, which leaves us with $546,971.83. And that looks pretty good. So we've got, we had our meeting in October, we had the rodeo paid off, theirs, and then the red carpet. So that's why it looks so good.
So that's it, there's nothing else out there?
Nothing else out there.
How long do they have to turn in their receipts?
I need to get with them and see what's going on. I don't know, I don't think there's gonna, I honestly don't think they're gonna turn anything else in. But I need to double check again.
You can, but you don't have to babysit it.
Yeah.
Do they have a time limit?
Yeah, there is a time limit. I can't recall what it is right now.
Like 90 days after the event.
I think it is 90 days after the event.
Okay.
Unless, and we've, if somebody comes to us and says,
Yeah.
hey, I don't have that receipt,
Right.
We're going to work with them.
Sure. Okay. I'll move that we approve the financial report for November.
Have a motion? Have a second?
Juanita,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Terry,
Aye.
Charles.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, Norfolk.
All right. The next item is discussion and action on the 2019 Nescatonga Arts Festival, not to exceed $14,650. You can step up to the podium.
Okay. This is kind of
Imaginary podium.
imaginary podium, yeah. I could draw the trash can from over there, I guess. Okay, I think you have our request form, here's it requested. Couple of things that we can tell you that we're going to try to do. This is our 50th, by the way. Our 50th anniversary, yes. So we hoped it's kind of a biggie. We want to, we plan to advertise two places that we have not before, and that's the Woodward, we think it's called the K101 show. It's in March, and then the Home and Garden show in Enid, which is in April, and they're only $25 each. But we'll sit at the table with the chamber and advertise there, have some brochures and information to pass out there, which will be, we think, a good thing to do. We have a painting that by Calvin Grable that we're going to do a silent auction on. He actually painted it for us for the 40th anniversary 10 years ago, and Beverly Kinsey won it in the drawing. She walked by, and she didn't know anything about it. She walked by that morning and bought one ticket, and she ended up getting it, and so she has re-gifted it to us for us to use again. So we're going to do a silent auction on that. We hope, we're trying to get a bigger act. Ramona Cummings is helping us down in Edmond to find maybe an outside entertainment, something that would draw in, that would draw more people. Although I sometimes think our local people do as well. But anyway, we're going to try to do that. The night before has been suggested that we have something downtown on the square, like maybe an open mic night or something like that. So we're thinking upon the details of that right at the moment to see what we can do. We do have a judge already, and I'm really pleased with this. His last name is Palmer. I believe it's Robert Palmer. I meant to bring this picture. I had it at home that we've already got his bio and his picture. He is a retired art professor from Edmond, from UCO, and he lives in Edmond, and he does mostly murals now, and in fact has painted two of the murals here in town. So he was really excited. Again, through Ramona, we were able to get in touch with him. And he's going to come the day before and spend some time looking at all the murals, his own as well as others. And he seems really excited about being here and doing that. But he'll be our art judge, our fine arts judge. Let's see. We're going to advertise primarily on just 2 radio stations. We've done more extensively, and the only response we've had has come through Alva and KLV and the Pulse, and the station up in Kansas that comes out of just Kiowa up here. The Hutchinson one, okay. And so those are the 2 we're going to do. We're going to do more advertising on Facebook because we get a better response on that than we do. We're not going to do the Enid radio station nor the Woodward this time, so we'll just try and see.
Question for you. What percent of the people that attend that as guests or whatever do you think come from the advertising done in the newsprint?
From the advertising in the newsprint.
Newsprint, like you run ads in the newsprint, full-page ads, right?
You mean the people who attend, just attenders?
Attenders, yeah. Yeah.
I'd say a good percentage.
That's what I'm thinking, 95%.
I would think a high percentage,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm thinking you're spending a whole lot of money on advertising that doesn't, you're $7,500 for advertising.
Yeah.
A whole lot of money spent to bring in just a few people above and beyond what the newsgram does.
What the newsgram does.
So I really
Okay.
have issues with that.
Okay.
You know, I think that's, I think that like you said, your Facebook or whatever you're using, that and newsgram's all you need. Yeah,
We
you
also
cut the
do the
cost.
advertisement in the Enid and the Woodward paper too.
Papers, we do some advertising in the
Yeah,
Enid.
And
but I'm just saying,
papers,
what
yeah.
percent of the people come in from that? You know, I don't think you get very good return
On Monday.
on your money,
Mhm.
you know.
We got a really good feedback about the Woodward advertisement when we did that. A handful of people came over from Woodward
Mhm.
that entered the show. So we want to keep the Woodward advertisement. But I mean, the majority, we do get a good, crowd come in from the newsgram and the radio station, so, yeah.
No, Norval talks about their car show when they were behind on their advertising and whatever, and when you get 6,000 hits on something.
Yeah, on the Facebook stuff and all that.
Yeah, that's where
That's
we
where
get
it's
every,
beginning to
yeah.
Yeah.
People want the applications
So
even
how much
right
of that
now.
are we wasting? That, it's a high dollar price to bring in 5 people from Woodward or
Yeah.
3 people from Enid or, I don't think personally, I wouldn't spend my money right there. So I think you gotta reassess that, personally.
We will.
Yeah,
We can do that.
but I think keeping the Facebook advertisement is our big thing, for sure.
Because you can cut, what's your ads cost in the full page ad and the newsprint, 300 or something like that?
Seems like it
I think
Mary
the
Ellen?
full page is
Yeah.
3,
350 with color.
and
with
then,
color.
black
With
and
color,
white
350.
is 185, black and white?
Black and white.
198 right now.
That's close. Close.
What does it cost for advertising?
They give us a pretty good deal. I can't think of it at the top of my head, but,
Maybe the Woodward.
yeah, Woodward's, they're pretty reasonable with us.
Woodward's quite a bit
Yeah.
cheaper than
It
Enid.
is.
Mhm.
Enid.
But the Enid one, we've been advertising them for as long as I've been helping,
Yes.
and even before that, and they give us a pretty good deal with it too. So,
What's the majority of the advertising go for? Like, is it anything on the radio, or what's the biggest cost?
That's a lot of,
Yeah.
that's a cost on there every day.
We do KLV, of
Yeah,
course, and the
and that's
Pulse.
why, like I said,
And
whenever
outlets.
Charlie was saying,
Yeah.
we want to cut way down on the radio advertising
Yeah.
because we really, like pulling people, we really didn't get the feedback from that. But we got the feedback, from the Facebook and stuff, so, but, what was the question?
Oh, I was just kind of curious what, out of the $7,500, what is the majority of the cost for advertising? Who does that go to? Who's the most
The news,
expensive?
the newsgram.
The newsgram.
Yeah.
But how
Because
many
we
ads
get
do
the
you run
full-
on Newsgram? You don't run it more than 2 or 3 weeks, do you?
We get what is the double truck,
They do the
Insert.
whole insert thing,
Yes, and that-
whatever you call
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
they do
They put a
that.
double truck in it,
Yes.
yeah,
and the rest of it we sell advertisements.
and that's the one that comes out the week of
Mhm.
the festival.
And they print extras for us that we put in the packets of each of the artists and crafters.
So
It's like
that,
the tabloid, it's like the part that pulls out in the middle,
Yeah.
has lots of pictures. And Yvonne does awful lot of pictures and background of the festival and that kind of thing. That comes out of that.
so the $350 ad is like 3 times?
3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I would say we probably spend a good, at least 2,000 with the newsgram.
Mhm.
And then
Good.
with
I mean,
the,
good
with the
advertisement.
radio, just the Alva radio is like 1,000. So, that kind of.
I agree with Dr. Tucker, though, on the $7,500. It seems like now with social media being so popular and Alva Newsgram, that's good,
Mhm.
but
And with the
there's any
online,
other-
the advertisement, that doesn't mean just Facebook. There is other festivals that we can put, advertise on that too. So that's why I just put online digital, because that could mean, the websites.
there are websites and
Yeah.
things that you can.
That can tell more the
For
festivals.
instance, even
for
the
our
ones, the
festivals.
2 shows, the K101 show and the Home and Gardener, because of Red Carpet Country,
Mhm.
because the chamber is a member of Red Carpet Country, so we will sit at their table
Yeah.
and be able to advertise in those 2 places for $25 each.
That's not a big item.
Yeah.
And to me, there could be easily 3,500 to 4,000 cut out of that. You know, I mean, if you just go to the newsgram and your social media, you know, and whatever little bit you're talking, I think, I just don't think it's worth $4,000 to go after 20, 30 people, you know, coming from Enid
Yeah.
or,
And it's been around so long
Yeah.
that
Yes.
so many of the people already know when they
Already know.
see that newsgram and all this. I mean, it's at least.
we got, what, how many counties are covered in the newsgram?
3.
Covering
3.
medicine and
Alva.
alfalfa.
Woods.
So,
You said Ramona was looking for something for your entertainment, just like a singer or a
Yeah,
group,
something
or,
maybe, right, something maybe
Yeah,
a bit,
really
a big
a
name that we
okay.
might, yeah.
But you want to have
Art.
Oh, yes, we are going to write
We're gonna try.
an arts council, Oklahoma Arts Council grant. Alex is helping us write that, to ask for some money from the Oklahoma Arts Council for a grant to help us.
but that's not in here. I mean, that's not.
No,
not the
no, it's not in there.
Yeah, because it's a lot of,
Yeah, you don't know if you're gonna get it.
No,
yeah,
you
that's what
don't.
we're nervous about.
We've never done that before, that'll be something a little bit new and different.
But that could help pay for the app, so that's what we
Yes,
were.
yes, it certainly could. Mhm. We're gonna have the train again, the little train, whatever it's called, and we pay for that. And don't charge the children that ride, or anybody that rides. And they rode all day long, and after the festival was over last year, even when it started raining, they kept riding. So we don't charge the individuals for that, we just pay for that.
The law said, you know, I would move to approve it based on cutting the advertising to Mike and Pat to 37.50. You know, they staying with us what we're talking about. And see what, you know, I mean, that's 7,500, like I say, you know, just, that covers your newsgram and your social media. All right, you said 2,000 on the newsgram.
I think so,
Roughly.
roughly speaking, yes.
So, you know, you'll do these things for $25 or whatever.
Mhm.
That's what I had.
Okay.
So you're making a motion for $10,900?
Well, whatever,
Yeah.
the 37.50 off of that, just cut it in half.
That would be $10,900. Okay.
We can do it.
So we have a motion for $10,000
Well,
to
no, after
approve
we-
$10,900.
That was the advertising cut in half.
I'll second it.
Make a difference.
We have a motion and a second.
Juanita?
I
Charles? Terry?
Aye.
Connor?
All right,
Okay, thank you very much.
you have.
Appreciate it.
Next item, discussion and action on the Alva Bull Battle. Bull Battle, not to exceed $28,250.
Justin Dowdy, for the ones that don't know, I think most of you. Here on behalf of the Alva Bull Battle 4. This year is going to be way different than what we've done in the past. We're making it a 2-day event now. The different things that we'll be outing is some sanctions with some different bull riding associations. The one big one would be the BRI, the Bull Riders Incorporated, for our Friday night bull riding. And the other one will be our International Miniature Bull Riding Association for our youth. We did the calves and the steers last year and everybody loved it. And I thought we could take it a step further. There's a guy here in Oklahoma that raises mini bulls. They just come in really about that big. And they're all different age groups, so it goes all up to even the big kids for those guys to get on mini bulls. And just a way to get the youth more involved in this sport. They're the ones that help grow it anyways. On top of those two things, we've been in touch with a couple different artists to add some concerts afterwards, after the performances on both Friday and Saturday. Looking into Jake Hooker and Northwestern student Lane Haas to be our Saturday night guy. And other than that, those are the big major changes or additions to this event, other than it being a 2-day. So, of course, I think that was kind of our discussion last year is, you know, what's it going to look like if we made it a 2-day event. And so I put one together, and this is what we've come up with anyways. We're keeping all of our personnel as far as our bullfighters, our announcer, our soundman. We're keeping all of those guys that we used last year. One that was selected, our barrel man or funny man was selected again this year, top 5 in the PRCA. Sorry. Went out there to Las Vegas. One of our other bullfighters, he's a 6-time Brazilian PBR bullfighter of the year. He finally got to fight his first world finals in Las Vegas back in November. So it's we've got the best in the business coming to Alva for this show for 2 nights.
Well, I want to say that I love your breakout of stuff. You did a really nice job of breaking things out. I have a few questions, and I'm sure the other people do too, but you might be able to clear up for me.
Okay.
So you have payouts of $20,850, and then there's added money. What is the difference in those two things?
Okay, payouts and how I have that differentiated, I guess. The added money is just extra money that we put into the pot for them. It's what draws those contestants to this event. They want more money added, more reason to come. Less money doesn't make them show up. But payouts, what I have listed over there under the expense item is actually in the revenue side as well. It's their entry fees coming in, turned around and paid right back out.
100% payout?
Yes.
So you do the payout plus the added money on top of the payout.
Yes. Yep. Bull riders, they, we'll just make it simple, it's not these numbers, but $100 is what they pay to enter. Take 30 guys, is $3,000 plus $5,000 for the added money to make it an $8,000 pot for them to compete for. In the past, you know, I started this event in 2007 with 2,000 added and had guys knocking on the door trying to get into this event. And as things have come along, $2,000 doesn't get them to show up anymore. So in 2013, we moved to 5,000, and we've had no issue. They show up and they come.
Tell me what the arena lease is for $6,500.
It's the same thing we used last year. Cooper Congeezer out of Zenda, Kansas, or Attica. He brings down bucking chutes, all the back pins to house all the bulls, the arena panels. With Saturday night being, it's still the bull team competition like what I've done in the past. Those bulls require left hand and right hand delivery bucking chutes, so the ones that are there won't work for us. So he brings down his entire setup and works really good.
So the concessions, who makes the money on the concessions?
That we do. We have a deal set up with Greg with the Chop House, and he usually cooks up the meat and everything. And we pay for what it is at his cost, or our cost, I guess, to him, for whatever the meat and the meals, and then we get the benefits from that.
You don't have that.
You don't have
I
that
don't
on
have
the
that
revenue.
listed. Well, I think last year what we did was that was money donated to Nate, the little boy that we raised the money for. So we don't have a number specifically for what the concessions made, do we? Okay. I can't get that number to you though.
Well, we were just, do you have an estimate?
Probably about $1,200 to $1,500, maybe.
Then the last thing I'll have you explain to us is maybe a little breakdown on the contract labor. I mean, that's a really big amount that jumps out there and says, hey, ask about me.
Yep. Okay, so I do have a breakdown with me of what each individual person charges for this event. Most of those guys, it's the exact same amount they gave us last year for a one-day deal, just doubled for 2 days. Some of them did do price breaks, but our announcer's at $2,800, our sound man's at $2,800, funny man is at $2,800. Our secretary, she's got a big job and she charges $350 a perf, so we've got her at actually $750. Our shoot boss, $600, he helps run the entire show. He's relieves a lot of stress off of me that day, so it's a big job.
The $750 for the secretary, is that for each day, so $750?
No. These prices are for the 2 days combined,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Our bullfighters are all at $1,000, our pickup man's at $1,000. The judges are all at $400, $200 a day. I think we bumped that up just a little bit due to the BRI and their sanction rules. Their judges that we have to have on Friday are required a minimum through their association, so we had to increase that. I think it's by $50 a day. So we were at $150, we're at $200 a day now. Our back pin guys are $400. Pretty stressful job back there, so we want to make sure that they're well compensated for their struggles. And our latch man, our strip and shoot, our gate man, everybody running gates and everything during the event is $100 a day. I can pass this around if you'd like to actually see the breakdown.
Sure.
Start. Questions?
So last year, when you came to us, that was $10,000, that contract labor? You're saying it's just double now? Is that true, or is there any savings you have made from what you did last year on a one-day deal? The advantage of having something 2 days, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's not major savings, but I believe that like my announcer, my sound guy, all of those guys were at $1,500 last year. We're getting them at $2,800. I guess their little price break, it saved us a couple $100 if they were to just double it and make it $3,000. But, I mean...
All in all, there's well...
But you added the mini goals
The
and.
guy,
Yeah, we've got a bunch of additions to this year as well.
I guess the question I really have, I guess, would be the guy bringing the back pins and all that for $6,500.
That's a very competitive rate. I've called around to see if there is
What I'm
anybody.
asking you, was it $6,500 last year for
Yes.
just one day?
Yes.
So one day or two, it's the same.
So, I guess that could be his event, or his setup's already here. He's gonna charge me one price for it instead of doubling it. So that cost is the same, just the $6,500.
It was $6,500 last year, so it's $6,500 for 2 days this year.
Yes.
So I don't remember what your request was for last year. I know we didn't. fully
Yeah, I
cover
think
it.
it was 15.
It says we gave them 10.
What was the attendance last year?
We were, I think that building in those bleachers alone sits 850, 900, and we were all but that.
Pretty close
So
to
you
full.
can do that both nights?
I feel fairly confident. Yeah.
Good.
And Jake Cooker, the band that we're going to have Friday night, is very well known throughout the rodeo world, Western life. I think he's going to kind of help pull some more people this year as well.
So where, does the band perform right there at the arena as well?
Yep, just next door in the Merchants Building.
Your event grant, Victor Burdick, that's just advertising and
That is all of our, I guess part of it would be our advertising, but it'd be all of our event posters, all of the Facebook banners, the pictures that we put up on Facebook for our page. We do buck and shoot signs to eliminate, our sponsors that give banners and everything. Instead of them providing us their banner and putting it on a buck and shoot and it getting tore up, we have those made so they don't get tore up. So that's included into that. We have cut back on what we're going to spend with him. I think last year was about $1,700. So we're cutting back on what we're going to do this year with him.
You guys did a concert last year?
No.
No, okay, so that's another added expense.
Yeah, it is.
3,000 plus mini bowls. 4,000.
looks like a lot of work to me. I move that we approve the request for $28,250.
My second.
We have a motion and a second.
Terry?
Aye.
Connor?
Aye.
Juanita?
Aye.
Charles? And Mo.
Aye. We asked for a bigger event, you brought it.
I know, I was going to say, I appreciate you working to add another night and see what happens.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
make it
right
successful.
there. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, thank you, sir.
All right. Last thing's remarks and inquiries by Tourism Tax Committee. Anything you want to tell us about Arena that we haven't found out?
You don't know from what's in the paper.
You know, well, closer all the time, all right. As long as it's getting closer.
I really appreciate the fact that he kind of took it to heart what we told him last time, and, we talked about a 2-day event, and he's made it bigger,
Yeah,
and
I
a
think
2-day
it really
event.
worked on it.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Yeah, oh
I'm
yeah,
real impressed with it.
yeah,
Yeah, I know it's gonna happen.
that'll be quite an event.
Yeah, sounds like it.
That'll be a big time in Alva.
Yeah, I will. It's exciting.
Really big.
Yeah.
The concert part of it will be.
Yeah, well, it's really, for this area, it's a fit.
Yeah, yeah. It's a big deal. All right.
It'd be nice if it really, I was gonna say, for Oklahoma, for Northwest Oklahoma, it could be a big deal. And, eventually when the arena is finished and
When the arena's finished, it
Yeah.
would be the kind of event that ought to be there.
That would be
Up and
phenomenal.
running, that would be great. Connor, anything, man?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
happy holidays.
So we will be ready. Yes.
Do you have a motion to adjourn? All right.
Yeah.
Second, oh,